Hello, every music minister. My name is Julius, and today I'm going to talk about the music ministry and the music industry. The presentation will be in parts, but today I'll be dealing with the part 1, and the part 1 will cover the following subtopics. Number 1, the introduction. Number 2, the purpose of the presentation. Number 3, types of music in the Bible. Number 4, the offices in the singing profession. Number 5, the functionality of each of the offices. Number 6, the biblical boundaries between offices. And number 7, the conclusion. Looking at the general way of music engagement by many musicians today, it seems majority of people in the music profession don't really understand that music is a very powerful tool that has the ability to influence people and make them to feel or react in a particular way. Whenever music is wrongly used in any society, its negative effect will surely tell on the people and their general way of behavior. Many musicians spend quality time and money resources to learn music theory and several other relevant skills, but fails to learn how to use music positively in a way that will develop and promote godliness in the society and the world at large. In ministry, learning musical skills is very important, but it is much more important to learn the ministerial function of music even before going into it. This is because any musician or music minister who lack all the necessary fundamental trainings might eventually or ignorantly become a dangerous tool in the hands of the devil. It is very important to note at this point that this presentation is not about condemning any type of music, but rather an eye-opener for every musician to see the need to engage music in a way that will promote godliness in the world. And when it comes to positive engagement of music, it concerns both the musicians in the ministry and in the industry. But as far as this presentation is concerned, we'll be focusing more on the music ministers and the ministerial function of music. The purpose of the presentation. The purpose of this presentation is detailed as follows. Number 1, to help musicians understand the various offices in the singing profession, identify their real office and stay in the scope of that office to function effectively and positively. Number 2, to help lay a godly and solid foundation for the innocent young musicians who are just coming up. Number 3, to ignite the fire of revival in the music ministry and in the body of Christ at large. Number 4, to help ministers see the need for personal examination of life and ministry on a daily basis. And number 5, to point out the various biblical boundaries between music ministry and music industry in order to avoid confusion, misconception, and self-deception. Examples of types of music in the Bible. Even in the Bible, there are different types of music which were meant for different purposes. Some were for ministerial purpose, while some were for earning purpose. For example, there used to be musicians in the palace who plays and sings daily in the palace just to make the king happy. That is what they do for a living. This means that right from the days of old, we've had different types of music and there was no confusion because every concerned musician stayed in the scope of his or her office. More examples of types of music in the Bible include songs of praise and worship, 2 Chronicles chapter 5 from verse 12 to verse 14, songs of merriment, Isaiah chapter 5 verse 12, songs of love, the entire book of Song of Solomon, songs of harvest, Isaiah chapter 16 verse 10, song of mourning, Matthew chapter 9 verse 23, songs of idol worship, Exodus chapter 32 verse 18 to verse 19, and songs of harlot, Isaiah chapter 23 verse 16.